What's up, Star Wars fans? I've got a review for you. That's right, Season 3 premiere of Star Wars Rebels. What's up, guys? Derek here from ProjectPadawan.com, and just like everybody and their brother, I've got a review of Star Wars Rebels Season 3 premiere. I'm a couple of days late, but you know what? As I always say, better late than never. Actually, I never say that. Now, bear in mind that I don't know everything about Star Wars. I am constantly learning new things, so I thought instead of just saying, here's why this show is good or not good or whatever, I'll just point out a few things that I learned from this episode. So the first thing we see is Grand Admiral Thrawn. Okay, maybe it's not the first thing we see, but the first big thing is Grand Admiral Thrawn. He comes over from the Legends or Expanded Universe world, comes from a trilogy of books in the early 90s, and apparently he's a very popular character in the Legends series. Now, I have not read the books and know nothing about Grand Admiral Thrawn, but from what I've seen, people are commenting that he's very well done. He's an interesting character. He seems very ruthless, like he just got back from the Battle of Baton and apparently killed a bunch of civilians. Agent Kallus points that out, as a matter of fact, which makes me wonder, is there going to be a defection from Agent Kallus? I guess we'll see. Grand Admiral Thrawn is here, and he's going to kick some butt. The next thing we learn is that Ezra, one, has gotten a haircut, and two, is a much darker character now. He's kind of in this Anakin Skywalker descent down into the dark side. Not that he's joining the dark side, but he's got that Sith holocron. I'm not really sure what's going to happen there. Now, Kanan took the Sith holocron and gave it to the Bendu, which we'll talk about in a second. Ezra doesn't have it anymore, but we'll see how his descent down into darkness goes. Speaking of the Bendu, that's another character that appears. He's a character that's in between the light and the dark. He's not a Jedi, he's not a Sith, he's in between, which is, I think, a really fascinating thing with the Force, because most of the time we just see Jedi and Sith, and that's it. Side note, the Bendu name comes from an original draft that George Lucas had for the Jedi. They were going to be known as the Jedi Bendu. So, interesting. We'll see what happens with his character as well. One other thing that I really found interesting was Kanan's blindness. Now, if you've watched any of my videos or listened to the podcast, you know that I am visually impaired. I'm not totally blind like Kanan, but I do have visual impairment. And so it's interesting to see what they're doing with him. He was a recluse after he lost his sight. He was sort of blaming himself for all the stuff that happened. He was going through a stage where he's almost separating himself from others and the Force, if that can be possible. And so I really identified with that, not just because I lost my sight, but because I can understand when there's a great loss like that, you do kind of go through that phase. So I like that they at least showed that, and then him going and getting back onto the team and helping to rescue Ezra and that sort of thing. So that's really interesting. One other thing to point out is they mentioned General Dodonna. Now, I didn't know who General Dodonna was until I heard a lot of people say,
name-dropping General Dodonna.
So I went back to episode 4, A New Hope, and he's the one giving the whole briefing for the Battle of Yavin. He's the one that calls her Princess Leia, which I thought was interesting. So that's General Dodonna. Nice continuity between the movies and the animated series. They're going to get the Y-Wings that they find in this show. So that's really interesting. Overall, it was a great episode. It was very fast-paced. It was over very quickly, at least, in my thought process. It was very quick. I like the episode as a whole. I'm interested to see what they do with Grand Admiral Thrawn and if they're going to get the Sith holocron back and all this sort of thing, because I know Darth Maul really wants it, so we'll see how he plays into this whole thing as well. Hopefully, it'll be a great season and we'll have a great time. What did you think about it? Did you like the season premiere? Did you think it was cool? Did you think it was great? Leave it in the comments below and let me know what you thought about Star Wars Rebels Season 3. Hey, thanks guys for checking out this video. If you liked it, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and make sure to smash that subscribe button so you don't miss another single video. Until next time, my name is Derek, and may the Force be with you.